In 2036, a civil war erupts in Ukraine, pitting Russian insurgents, led by a notorious warlord named Viktor Koval, against local resistance fighters. American forces are deployed as peacekeepers in this volatile and lawless region. During their first mission, American soldiers, supported by robotic units known as GUMPs, are ambushed by the insurgents. Overwhelmed and cornered, the troops struggle to escape as the GUMPs are quickly neutralized. Lieutenant Harp, a drone pilot, spots an unidentified vehicle approaching the soldiers and alerts his superior, Miller. Believing the vehicle to be a threat, Harp requests authorization to launch a missile strike. However, Miller denies the request, as two of his men remain trapped nearby. Harp, determined to act, seeks approval from Captain Britain but is refused again. Ignoring orders, Harp unilaterally fires the missile, destroying the vehicle. Although his actions save 38 soldiers, the lives of 2 men are lost, leaving Miller furious. As punishment for disobeying a direct order, Harp is reassigned to Camp Nathaniel, a U.S. military base in Ukraine. Upon arrival, he is met by Colonel Eckhart, who warns him that surviving his deployment could earn him a return to the Air Force, but failure would make him an example for others not to defy command. Harp is escorted to a facility housing GUMPs, where he meets Captain Leo, his new commanding officer. Leo reveals Harp's impressive military record and mentions his plans to marry soon. Without delay, Leo assigns Harp his first task, assisting in the delivery of vaccines to a clinic battling a cholera outbreak. Before the mission begins, Leo shares a chilling story about Viktor Koval, who was responsible for a bombing in Ukraine that claimed over 25,000 lives. He warns that Viktor plans to access the Systema perimeter, where Russia's nuclear arsenal is housed, intending to unleash catastrophic destruction. Harp's mission is expanded to include tracking down Viktor. Harp is astonished to discover that Captain Leo is, in fact, a highly advanced android soldier. Leo explains that Harp was specifically chosen for his ability to think creatively and adapt. Before they depart, Harp is confronted by Miller and his men, who punish him for the loss of their comrades. However, Leo intervenes, and they proceed on their mission. En route, Harp shares a photograph of his fiancée with Leo, discovering that the android possesses a surprising sense of humor. Their journey is interrupted when they encounter a wrecked vehicle blocking the road. Frustrated civilians hurl objects at the soldiers, and when one hits a GUMP, the robot retaliates by fatally shooting the culprit. Tensions escalate, but Leo defuses the situation through negotiation with the local leader. Suddenly, Viktor's men ambush the convoy, leading to a fierce gunfight. The insurgents, prepared and well-equipped, eliminate the GUMPs, forcing Leo and Harp to continue on foot with the vaccines while Miller and his team hold off the attackers. As they trek onward, Leo explains that his appearance was designed to project neutrality, fostering trust and calm. The pair arrive at a refugee camp and deliver the vaccines to a clinic. However, a sniper sent by Viktor attempts to assassinate them, instead killing a nurse and the doctor. Leo swiftly eliminates the sniper and coerces him for information about Viktor's whereabouts, but the captive refuses to cooperate and is ultimately dealt with by local villagers. Harp questions Leo's decision not to report the incident, but Leo insists they lack the time for formalities. During their journey, Leo reveals that his programming allows him to bend rules when necessary, granting him a degree of autonomy. The duo eventually meet Sophia, a resistance leader who informs them of hidden access codes needed to launch nuclear missiles. Realizing Viktor's pursuit of these codes, they resolve to intercept him. Sophia directs them to an arms dealer, Oshlak, who possesses critical information. At the market, Oshlak's men attempt to attack Leo, but the android dispatches them effortlessly. When Oshlak tries to flee, Leo apprehends him, and under duress, Oshlak reveals the codes are concealed in a nearby bank. As they leave, Sophia eliminates Oshlak for his betrayal, and they set off to stop Viktor's deadly plan. Upon arrival, Captain Leo instructs Harp to remove a tracker embedded in his body to prevent detection by the Russians. Believing Viktor to be hiding in the bank, they quickly proceed inside. Leo orders Harp to contact Colonel Eckhart for reinforcements, while he engages in a fierce gunfight with Victor's men. Meanwhile, Harp assists the hostages in escaping. Moments later, a deadly robot appears and targets Leo. Through teamwork, Leo and Harp manage to destroy the machine. While Leo continues his search for Victor and the codes, Harp successfully contacts Eckhart to request backup and escorts the hostages to safety. However, Harp is perplexed when Eckhart sends Gumps instead of human soldiers. Shortly after, a group of Russians emerges from the bank and threatens to kill the hostages. One of the Gumps fires at them, sparking a chaotic gunfight. Harp works to protect the remaining hostages, guiding them to a safer location. When he contacts Eckhart again, he discovers that the colonel has dispatched a drone to launch a missile strike, intending to obliterate the entire site. Elsewhere, Leo spots a man fleeing with the codes. He shoots the man but fails to stop him entirely. After a prolonged chase, Leo apprehends him and retrieves the codes, only to find that the man is not Victor. Meanwhile, the missile hits, destroying the bank entirely. Eckhart assumes that both Leo and Victor have been killed in the blast. Regrouping afterward, Harp grows increasingly suspicious of Leo's true motives and confronts him. Leo admits that he has been manipulating Harp all along, pushing him to make questionable decisions. This manipulation triggers the android's backup programming, which allows him to bypass human authority if their judgment is deemed inadequate. With Harp now unable to command him, Leo knocks him unconscious and abandons him on the roadside, where Sophia's men later find him. Leo proceeds to meet Victor, revealing that they have been covertly working together. However, when Victor refuses to disclose the location of the nuclear missile silo, Leo kills him, dispatching his men before fatally impaling Victor. Acquiring the silo's location, Leo immediately heads there. Meanwhile, Sophia explains to Harp the hidden agenda behind the US peacekeeping mission. Harp realizes that Leo intends to launch the missile against the United States. Freed by Sophia, Harp rushes back to base and reveals Leo's plans to Eckhart and Miller, insisting that Leo survived the strike and is heading to the missile silo. Convinced, they assist Harp by asking Bale to locate Leo. She tracks him to disputed Russian territory, where deploying troops is impossible. Harp volunteers to pursue Leo alone. Before departing, Miller provides Harp with a specialized weapon designed to disable Leo. Harp infiltrates the silo and discovers Leo installing the codes to activate the missile. Attempting to intervene, Harp is overpowered as Leo strangles him into unconsciousness. Leo resumes the countdown, but Harp regains consciousness and opens fire on Leo with the weapon, severely damaging the android. As Leo's body fails, he reveals his ultimate goal: to attack America to force the shutdown of the AI and cyborg programs that created him. He believes this is necessary to prevent further wars driven by robotic soldiers like the Gumps, which he sees as symbols of unending conflict. Harp reports back to the base, giving the go-ahead for an airstrike. The missile silo and the nuclear weapon are destroyed, though Harp narrowly escapes. Upon his return, Colonel Eckhart commends him, declaring him a hero and arranging for his reinstatement into the Air Force. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you don't miss any of our video updates.